With Corona, I was lucky that I finished my development, so I was much happy, and I had more time, I don't know, to think. But then after, when opening finished, it started some middle game, and I think I start maybe to play somewhere still a little bit too soft, too solid, and probably I think I skip some matches because position looks quite, I don't know, nice for white.
So what do you think about the opening? Was it unpleasant to play a little bit this kind of position, or it was fine?
Well, it was already a surprise that Ruslan played this e4 against me, because previously he only played the d4
Before.
all games. But okay, I was just planning on playing knight off and didn't think about anything else, because it's also I didn't think I can prepare him anything, because he played a lot of versions. Shall we 2 e4, shall we 3, what to do? I mean, I had to only check it out, check my RRS out, and nothing more to do. But that game, okay. I think this g6 is totally fine for black, but.
You mean this g6
Yeah,
line?
this is totally fine for black in my analysis, but during the game I forgot some important move. Probably I forgot something, and okay, so I made some inaccurate moves, and my position become quite badly. I thought during the game I was just worse, but
In which moment? Can you show the moment when you think it was already worse for you?
I think this is okay. Probably bishop d7 was better move. I don't know. Bishop d7.
Well, because then I played h3 and I had some tempo. Yeah, I won. Then
Yeah, but
I
this is just different, because in that case you don't have to play knight
But
e2.
in principle, compare with normal dragon, when pawn on a7, I thought it's good for me that your bishop can be on d7, because then you don't have this kind of retreat, knight f6 on d7.
Yeah, and also bishop can play.
But okay, of course, like when you play Sicilian and when it's both sides castle short, it's quite solid play.
Yeah, I
I mean,
understand.
you can't expect that suddenly would start something exciting from the first move.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, probably.
I don't know, my knowledge was, I remember in Khanty-Mansiysk, Ivanchuk outplayed very nicely against Rajabov. They played like normal dragon, g6, g3. So more or less I knew the plan,
Yeah,
but what to do it's better in which kind of order.
yeah, and
difficult.
there's nothing different with your rook. I mean, on e1 or f1. There's no difference.
Well, sometimes I am worried that maybe if you have something with knight on e5, bishop h3, knight f3, it's some extra options. But in the same moment, if I played in some moment knight d5, you take my rook already on e1 on the open file. So
Yeah, I thought it would go b3 immediately, but after bishop d5, probably here I should have gone knight c4. I don't know.
well, I don't know. I just was worried about that in this tournament. No time increment, 30 seconds. So I thought, okay, let's play 2 more moves.
Okay,
At least
but,
it's a little bit
yeah,
closer to the time control.
So you were not
Since
thinking to
Ghana-
make a draw, just you wanted to repeat few moves?
I thought
Well,
so.
why not? It's not forbidden. To
Yeah, of
repeat.
course not yet.
Oh, but here probably I should have gone knight c4. I don't know. b3,
Okay, if
e5,
Knight c4, b3.
e5.
Okay, bishop a7.
I was thinking about that, but
I mean,
at the
I'm not losing my bishop.
come on. I'm just trying to make something to equalize my position. Knight c4, b3. If
Okay, yeah, maybe I
no,
gave you some extra options. I just didn't think that they
That's
really.
no, I don't know. b3, e5. I was thinking about that, but I didn't know.
Well, of course you can play rook a8 maybe.
No, maybe
No?
this is better, I thought.
And b6.
Yeah.
Ah, maybe this is something that I want.
But okay,
Well, I
was
can play
thinking-
rook b1 maybe, take on c4, on a7, on d6.
Yeah, but I can
Ah, yeah,
simply
yeah,
take on
there is
safe
some
one,
con-
it's a draw.
Yeah, maybe. I don't.
And I was quite afraid of this, but probably it was just some illusion because then I realized
Yeah,
that
you
I
have
could
more
this.
counterplays than NCG.
Yeah, then this should be fun.
I don't know, for some reason I thought you would play knight c6.
I thought, why not? Just
Yeah.
let me move and
So you were ready to
Yeah.
make a draw.
yeah, b3. Actually, here I missed rook b1 badly.
Well, I mean, rook b1, not something like special. I just wanted to make some
yeah, but
prophylaxis because bishop on g7 now.
yeah, but I
Yes.
simply forgot that I cannot take the knight and.
I thought
But
you
there
wanted to make this move to prevent the move rook c7 in order to play before maybe. Also, yes?
That's
Yeah.
that's
Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
one of
But
the
my
ideas.
main idea just, I don't know,
To move the rook.
to,
But to room
to
to
put
move
some-
and the next move 95 was
And
very
then to
annoying
see.
because if you play 95,
maybe rook
Here?
after rook b1 you should play rook e8.
but I don't know because I have this trick.
Well,
This is fantastic for me.
yeah, this I don't want to give you any tricks, but
Yeah,
what
if
to-
in a king f1, you should just take it.
maybe king g2 at least.
With
to
king
play.
g2, I can take it and
Take.
take on d5.
Ah, with check.
With check.
Then yeah.
Yeah, I was.
So my intuition was right, not to give some chess.
Yeah, but actually.
But maybe rook on a1.
Actually, I was only calculating about bishop d2, and I thought after king c5, black is completely fine. Because I simply missed rook b1.
Maybe you should play something simulated. Rook e8. Why you didn't play this?
But I was quite afraid of knight d5, and I didn't know what.
But if
How
you
to
now
compare?
you can do the same combination.
I don't think so.
Bishop h3.
It's just different.
Rook
Shall
is
I
on
play?
the a1.
Yeah, because I cannot take the rook here. And probably.
Rook on c8 is
Yeah.
under attack.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the rook is under
But
attack.
okay, you can take on e1. Maybe. Bishop takes, rook takes,
I thought this is simply worse for me.
queen
Maybe-
e1, queen d5.
And it
You
just
could-
goes with far.
How many pawns you have? Ah, only two.
Only two,
counts.
yes.
Ah, not enough.
This sounds enough, I
Yeah.
guess. So I was.
Maybe.
It was you were dreaming about
But
the
after
variation.
b5, you gave me some more
Yeah.
objects for
Of
attack.
course, but
I
I
think
didn't
after
know
b-
how to make any counterplay here. It's probably my pieces are just misplaced, and knight d5 to come, knight on e5 is very unpleasant.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought I need to give some more space, but and I could only take it to bishop. And actually here you also had knight d5, which was very interesting. I don't know if you calculate this move or not, but I thought
Ah,
okay.
this idea f4 to play.
Yeah, I thought to trap the knight, but here I thought I had bishop f5 and
Knight,
enough.
knight d4 maybe.
Yeah, knight d4, and I had to take on b3.
Oh.
And this is probably this equal, I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe I'm losing some pawns already.
I think this should be somehow, I thought it should be okay for black. Okay, maybe
Well, I knew that you are very tactical chess player, so
You
why
were,
to give you such chances?
you were
but-
trying to avoid.
But in some moment I need to calculate variations more precisely, I don't know, because you can play just all the game by your hands, by intuition. So
yeah, and the bishop e5 was forced. Otherwise, after b5, knight e5 is simply very bad for black. So bishop e5 was forced, and rook e1 was good. Queen c7, knight e5, ab5, knight e5.
yeah, maybe after knight b5, Yevgeny told that rook a2, it was better to play.
In this one, knight b5, a2,
knight at d7
And then rook a2.
Yeah, and that's okay, that's not my side. My computer says rook a2, and for some strange reason, an engine gives the pawn on b5. So what I thought maybe on b4 there is knight b5, knight a7, followed by f4, e5, something like this. Not too sure.
Oh.
But okay, a bit too complicated. But I mean, maybe that was.
Yeah, but during the game it was very difficult to make
It
this.
doesn't seem to be really promising.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
rook a2 is a try.
Yeah.
Have you seen this move rook a2 during the game?
Oh.
Well, I
okay,
thought about queen e2 also to play.
Also,
But then maybe
I was
b4,
actually
rook
afraid
a4,
of this.
rook
I
b8.
thought, yeah, immediately.
Knight
Knight
c6.
6, knight b5, queen b8, and just play c4. And yeah,
Mm.
with this sacrificial change, I think this is.
Actually, might be unpleasant.
Yeah, well,
Might be
unhealthy.
the practical game.
Yeah, probably you just you can make stalling moves with computers, but this is game is very unpleasant.
And after
But-
this,
but
the
I was
position.
Yeah, I
quite
played too
satisfied.
soft, knight b5. I
was
thought
very
I would
satisfied with
win
this.
some endgame. I would push my pawn from b3, but it even didn't start the way to the queen.
I was just in time to. No, but I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm a
if
little
you
bit,
you have any
miscalculate.
better
I would take knight d4,
Mhm.
rook c3,
Yeah, I was going to play so.
rook c1 maybe. Take, rook b8. You stop my pawn and want to play knight. I thought I would play rook b1, but then I thought something like knight c4 goes. I don't know. I was not so happy. But maybe I should calculate more deeply. Knight c4. Now I can see that some chances with knight c6. I don't
I
know.
don't know if you have this one,
Maybe now you can play knight c5.
but knight c5 is just
I
better
take just.
for you.
Can you trap my rook or not really?
I don't think so, but I can take the pawn back and make okay some slightly suffered in game. I don't know.
Yes, for some reason I just blundered this idea. Knight f3, knight d2. You attack my pawns on b3 on e4.
I thought so. I was super lucky about
And
that.
I just in few moves I skipped all my advantages that I had.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I thought.
I
you,
not just
Yeah, you were going to
in
play
chess
knight
you
pawn.
can play many good moves, but you can lose just in one. Yeah,
Of course.
it
Exactly.
requires lots of concentration. Not so easy.
Yes, so
Yeah.
maybe there are some other questions about this game. Someone has a
Yeah,
question.
so I lost concentration. Some moment I was thinking about this, some stupid stuff, not about chess.
What exactly, if it's not a secret?
I guess I'll tell you after this.
For the conference. Thank you. So I wanted to ask you a question. Now we are playing with this new time control. You mentioned already this 40 moves for 2 hours. So how do you feel playing with this time control? Did you make some special preparation, Ruslan?
Well, I can say that it's so new. I mean, before electronic clocks, there was no increasement, and because it was impossible
Yes.
to do technically. So before people played it, but now we already get accustomed to this modern technologies with clocks, and now we like return back to some
Yeah.
classics. Not so easy, like to come back to some history.
Yes, but you won your world championship after they actually changed for new time control with this 1 hour 30 minutes per 40 moves, I remember. So probably you prefer to play with old, I mean, I don't know what is old already, but with control with
Well, I
increment,
just
no?
like when if it's like official FIDE tournaments, I mean, World Championship, FIDE Grand Prix, World Cup, for European Club Cup,
Mhm.
to have like official time control for the all tournaments, because it's a little bit like sometimes maybe strange, like someone strong with